everything. Good.
Good morning, everybody. It's, guess what? It's July 1st. It's Wednesday, July 1st, 2020, and I'm actually headed into the office for the day. So it's kind of a big day, so to speak. So we're going to be getting a lot of new hardware, and a lot more new racks and stuff like that that are coming into the data center at work. And I've been asked and tasked to break down and remove all of my sitting area stuff that's inside the data center. So I've probably been working inside the data center for, I would say, almost around 10 years. Maybe somewhere 8 to 10 years. I don't even know exactly, but it's a very interesting sort of thing, I guess, that I'm kind of moving onward and upward, so to speak. So I think I've mentioned it in the past, but last year I went on a kick to try to self-educate myself on different topics, and one of them was networking. So what I was doing, or what I did at work, was I created my own little full network. I have a edge router. I have that running to 2 different Cisco switches, and then each switch has 1 WAP, wireless access point. So I have 2 WAPs, 2 switches, 1 router, and the router also is running VLANs, and it's pushing those VLANs out to the switches, and ultimately broadcasting it over the Wi-Fi WAPs via different subnets and all of that sort of stuff. So it's really cool stuff. I just need to. I can no longer use it at work. I lost my WAN connection, my internet connection, and it's basically dead to me because of that. So that kind of sucks. But I built out this whole badass black network type setup for when I'm at work to use and play with and all that. And I haven't been able to use it ever since after we had our LAN switch upgrade at work. They killed off whatever VLAN I was able to use for my special secret network connection. So I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna pack it up and probably bring it home, and most likely I will just use it at the house. I don't have anything else anywhere else to bring it or whatever, but you know, at the house there's a few things that I want to do differently. You know, I was thinking I could plug the television or the TV into a hardline connection. I could run 1 or 2 or more connections to each of my desks, and excuse me, I could even it would just, the hard connections would make it faster, make my connections or my connections to the internet faster. You know, we got a Comcast cable modem, and it's pretty goddamn fast. I mean, it's like 100 meg down and whatever, but it's always capped by the Wi-Fi connection. You know, even with the newer Wi-Fi setup and all that, I'm only getting like, I don't know, 40, maybe 50 meg down, maybe. Not even, I think it's more like 30 or 40. And basically the moral of the story is Wi-Fi isn't really the greatest to use for anything. Especially when we're streaming a lot of data and things like that. So, you know, Grant's watching Netflix, I'm rocking 1 or 2 PCs, and then all of our mobile devices. You know, Wi-Fi probably should only exist for mobile devices. Excuse me. So the other issue, so that's one issue I want to solve. But the other issue at home is kind of shitty network connectivity via Wi-Fi. So right now I only have one Wi-Fi access point, and it how do I put this? It's not really that good. So yeah. But all is well. No problems. I'm just going to. I'll bring it home. I'll set up a little lab or something of that nature at home, and reconfigure it to broadcast the SSIDs or whatever that I want. I think they're hidden. They're set to hidden right now at work. But yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to get into work a little bit earlier. My boss is supposed to join in, and I was like, yeah, I should probably get in there and break this shit down before she gets in there. So that's where I'm at. I also have, I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started this networking adventure, I built a 10 gig switch, and it's basically a server running an operating system called VYOS, and it's a server with a lot of PCI slots available. So I loaded it up with PCI cards. I got some 10 gig cards that I found, some what is it called, PCI, well, they're 10 gig Ethernet cards, let's put it that way. They're not like SAN cards, but and they support LC fiber, and I could connect to that switch with copper at I think it was just gig, or up to a gig, and then fiber up to 10 gig. So it worked. It was more as a interconnected setup, so like or inter-network. Maybe I guess you can consider it like a LAN network. So I just had it connecting a couple computers directly or whatever, and I was just playing with it that way and stuff. So way more complicated, I would consider, and a little bit more advanced than just buying like a 10 gig capable switch. But those aren't cheap, and this was cobbled together from all free hardware. So kind of was pretty cool to do this, but I think it's just set up as a almost like a switch, or I'm sorry, almost like a hub, where anything connected just gets passed out via network or via the internet. Now the uplink, so to speak, to my switch was just a copper shitty. It was like a maybe a 3 meg connection, maybe. So, you know, it wasn't, you know, kicking any sort of ass or anything like that in terms of speeds anytime soon. But so I also need to break that down. I need to power that off, pull that thing out, and throw it into storage or something. So I don't know if I'm gonna necessarily bring that beast home. That was a huge fucking box just to play. So my thought was I could load some sort of like a firewall. I can't think of the name of it right now, but there is some free firewall solutions that I could play with, and then reconfigure that or change that to a physical firewall instead of a switch or whatever. So I guess that could be something that would work for my new home network setup. It would live between the, well, I believe it would live between the router and the, let me say this, it would either live between the router and my switches, or it would live between the internet and my router. So it's, now that I think about it, it'd probably live between the internet and my router. It would block and filter all incoming traffic and outbound traffic. but not fuck with any land traffic, local traffic. There's a couple stock positions that I'm stuck in that I'm kind of fucking pissed off about. And one is KTOV, KTOV. And I bought in at like 129. I bought in at 115. I think I even bought in at like 110. And now it's under $1. So I'm holding. I had, what was it, like over $3,000 worth of this shit, and it's down like $800 or something like that. It's like 15% or something, and I'm not really happy about it. That the money that I'm down is more than my weekly profits. So I'm not sure what the fuck to do at this point. If I just hold on and wait for the next news article release that pushes it or surges it and then dump it. I mean, that's what I want to do. So hold on a second. So I fell victim to a pump and dump. This was a buy based off of some fucking bullshit faggot ass Facebook group people that multiple people were like, yay, buy it, yay. And I'm like, okay, why not? Originally I was only going to buy in once, and then I saw it dropping crazy yesterday. I'm like, fuck dude, if this thing can really pump like they're saying, I'm going to make a killing. So, I don't know. Even if it goes back up to like 130, I can make some decent money. So I guess I'm gonna just probably hold on to this thing, but it just sucks in the short term. Also, I bought into this penny stock. I'm only like $400 into this penny stock, right? And I'm down like $100 or $125 or some bullshit. I'm down like 25% on this bitch. And I'm just like, what? I know it's only $100, but I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So, lots of volume, but it's all hype. It's just crazy. I don't know why I even played with this. It's like playing with fire. You're either gonna get burned or you're gonna make some mad cash. So maybe eventually in the long run I'll have multiple accounts, and some accounts will just be for fucking playing and dicking around with this sort of bullshit. Park it long term, move that bitch over there and forget about it. So that's something that maybe I can look into doing that now that I think about that. Get it out of my main fucking account so it's not in my face. And I gotta look into that. So I'm not happy about that. You know, my account now is like $500 below my threshold. Yesterday I was like still at my threshold of where I wanted to be. And I was like, man, that, you know, $400 yesterday that I'm down was all profits. Now it's dipping even more into my shit, and I'm not happy about that. So I don't know. Yesterday was a good day too, and that shit tanked. So not sure what'll happen when there's a bad day. It's gonna even tank more. But at this point, fucking hate it. I don't know. I either need to buy some more because it's so low. I mean, that's a huge dip that I might as well. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for this. It'll at least offset my other positions. So that's a thought. But I don't know. It might be another month before they get any good news or anything like that. And then it surges again or bounces again. But I will say, though, if it goes from $1 to $2, I'm sitting pretty. Let's just put it that way. Right now I'm bag holding, so we'll see. But that's it. I gotta get into work. I got breakfast here and I got shit to do, so stay tuned. I just realized that it's like a perfect night for a fire. And I've been wanting to have a fire for a long fucking time, so I'm gonna do it by myself. I opened my Ozark Trail knife and fire starter. I'm actually going to see if I can get this to work. Bought a few of these and just to keep them on hand. I never actually tried using one. basically all that you do is there's, I don't know if it'll show up, but there's like a, I don't know what material it is, but you scrape it and it shoots out sparks. Okay, apparently paper is inflammable. I think I got a sliver. Can't get it to even throw sparks anymore. This is awesome. Alright, let me see if I can find some dryer lint. Alright, literally do not have any dryer lint, so I got a couple cotton balls. Look at that. Oh my, oh my. That worked really well with just a cotton ball. It wasn't even soaked in anything. Nice. Okay, there we go. Get this thing actually started up. Need some more combustibles like cardboard or something. I think I messed that up. I done lost it. Need a bigger fire pit, that's for sure. Alright, first try wasn't quite so successful, but I didn't quite use super flammable stuff, so I don't feel that bad about it. I think if I sat here for a long time, it would possibly light, but we're just gonna cheat for now because it's getting late. Come. That was easier. Okay. Starting to get a little bit. I was starting to get a little bit freaked out here. I couldn't find Sophie anywhere. I was looking all over the yard, and I don't know if you can tell, but she's laying in the shadow right here in the grass. Such a sweetheart.